Louisiana Beer Reviews, Beer Camp 2017, Around the World, Dunkel Weisse. This is done in collaboration between Sierra Nevada and Ayinger of Deutschland. Okay, Dunkel Weisse, excuse me, dark wheat beer. I think Ayinger makes probably the best beer in the world, the Ayinger Celebrator. At a minimum, that beer is a 100 out of 100, and it has a little goat along with the bottle. Anyway, this beer, introduced in 2017 only for 2017, was packaged on April 25th, 2017. 5.7% alcohol, which is the same level as the gone and very sorely missed Busch Signature Copper Lager. 10 IBUs, probably lower IBUs than a Signature Copper Lager. That's a strange product, that Copper Lager, because it was the best product Anheuser-Busch InBev put out in like the last 30 years, so they did nothing to promote it and it died. Maybe they had one television commercial. Tragic. A tragedy in the beer world. This beer uses two-row pale. They use, that's the barley malt. They also use wheat and acidulated malt and Carafa 3. Okay. So that was a little ragged of a description there. The hops are tradition hops. Gets a good score on Beer Advocate, an 88 out of 100. That's more like very good, a very good score. Rate Beer says, oh no, it's better than that. It's in the A range at 93. Most excellent indeed. And a 99 out of 100 in the style. A world-class beer in the style. So Beer Camp around the world. I'll be curious to watch the other video reviews for this beer, and I'll be curious to read the written reviews for this beer. I bought this 12-pack variety pack at Mathern's. It was $24.99 plus tax. I have an Aventinus Weizen Stark beer glass. I bought these glasses, and they're beautiful, and they're in perfect condition, and they cost me 25 cents a piece for the 4 set. So exactly $1. Oh, a little bit of smoke. I should have let it retain there for a moment to show the smoke action. Ooh. Look at that action. Thick, beige head, quickly rising, dissipating, supercharged beer. Yeah, it's a supercharger. Fierce bubble streams. It's just like the Copper Lager, the same color, copper, but more haze to it, I have to admit. But it's the same shade of copper. Well, it's a dynamite looking product. Okay, alright. Wheat beers, I'm not a fan. They usually taste like tap water. And I was thinking about Francis Connor earlier. I said, you know, Francis Connor, they're kind of dull. Even the dark, the Dunkel, I think I prefer, it's not a Dunkel, but the Hopf, H-O-P-F, Hopf, which we don't get anymore. We don't get a lot of the traditional beers anymore. They've been pushed off the shelf by all the myriad of flavored craft beers. And isn't that the case today? Everything's flavored. I mean, what are you going to do? It's a flooded market. You're just going to make a good porter, a good stout, a good lager, a good pilsner, a good India Pale Ale, a good double IPA. No, you got to have flavoring. You got to differentiate. It's called a situation that has jumped the shark. The craft beer world has jumped the shark. But, I mean, if you look at some Happy Days episodes from 1978, 79, you'll still find some good episodes. Some. And then some dreadful stuff. But anyway, alright. But this is just like a regular beer, you know, no flavoring, no bunk, no hunk of bunk, creamy top on this head. Smells like a lighter brown Bread crust. Yeah, bread crust. Bread crust. Think about Roman meal. Remember back in 1975, all the stores sold Roman meal? Wow, I'm having trouble speaking. Okay, remember back in 1975, all the stores sold Roman meal? My mama used to make us eat that because she had a very negative regard for white bread, processed sugar, etc. Yeah, she was big into that, like, organic food movement early on. Yeah, 1972, 73. She used a lot of bay leaves in cooking. Coke, Pepsi, any kind of soft drinks was a rarity in our house. Maybe we were allowed to drink those 2-3 times a year. We had to flavor our cereal in tea with honey. So, and natural honey, raw honey from the health food store. But anyway, you know, enough of that. Had to have natural peanut butter, just the peanuts crunched up with the oil at the top. Anyway. And she was a beer fan. Unfortunately, she died of cancer, leukemia, at age 36. That's another story. But she was a beer fan, mainly Dixie beer. Always drank out of a glass, whether poured from can or bottle. But I think with the onset of the gourmet beer market later, the micro, what they call it, micro brew and craft brew, she would have been a fan of it. But probably like myself, she'd have been critical of much of it. Okay. Going on. I just, you know, think about that. My father, if he had not given up drinking due to health-related problems, generally, he would have been doing a lot of these videos, I believe, and he's interested in beer. Like, he'll always ask me about beer, and he wants to talk about beers and his past of different beer brands. So he would have been a real good candidate for a video series. It just didn't work out. Remarkable. Sweet, honey-like, syrupy bread crust. Like, you get wheat, and it's almost like the juice of the wheat, gluten, right, which suddenly everyone's allergic to for some bizarre reason. I can remember 40 years ago, no one was, you know, they might say, oh, my stomach was bothering me. That was it, my stomach was bothering me. And then they'll go on, do something, not worry about it, not take all kind of medicine. No, I'm not a Scientologist. All right, anyway, but, no bitterness, but the sharp, syrupy bread crust. I mean, there's a sharp bread crust. It's like delineated. It's like whew, sharp here, and then there's none of it really. Light to medium mouthfeel, a fairly crisp finish, easygoing. Oh wow, dynamite product. I've had a lot of questions and frankly criticism of the Beer Camp 2017 around the world. But I mean, I understand you're not going to have 12 exotic beers that's going to appeal to everybody. I realize that, and I don't want them to stop doing it. Even if the next 10 years I do the Beer Camp around the world, 2017, 18, you know, whatever, and half of them are unfavorable to me, I still wish they would keep, you know, I hope that they keep doing it. This one is a real winner, though. It's not a bunch of tap water. It's spiced dark bread, holiday bread. There's banana. There's a little gum, pepper, white pepper, coriander. You do enough wheat beers, you know, you drink enough wheat beers, and you run across some really exceptional ones. This is one of them. They're saying 99 out of 100 in the style. I'm inclined to go along with that, actually. They're saying 93 out of 100. I think that's correct. I do believe that's correct. It is a most excellent beer, and you could make a very strong argument that it would be in the high 90s. Outstanding. I'm trying to think like, well, what's wrong with it? What are the detriments with this beer? I can't detect any, honestly. If there was a 6-pack of this, I'd buy it. One of the best Dunkel Weisse beers I've ever had. I've, over the years, had a good amount. So yeah, dynamite product, lovely, fabulous, delicious, and I have a feeling down inside, oh yeah, there is an amazing amount of cake sediment at the bottom of this beer. I wish you could see that. It is just a yeast plantation. So I'm going to do the swish and pour, and this thing's going to cloud up like a beer that's clouding up. Because everybody had a good year. Everybody let their hair down. And, you know, everybody pulled their socks up. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Bringing back the fun. Now look at that milky thing. You don't have to go to New England. You don't have to get a beer from New England to have this milk attack. Just get a Hefeweizen with living yeast and do the swish and pour, and you got it. Wow, that is chocolate milk. This is yoo-hoo. This is yoo-hoo. Doesn't really change the taste, just gives it a little thicker body. But this makes the whole 12-pack worth it. So Laissez Le Bon Temps Relais, an absolutely fabulous beer. At a minimum, if I'm lowballing the guts out of it, I'm going to say most excellent in A. In A, most excellent if I'm lowballing it to the hilt. That's how strong I feel about this product. Oh yeah, the humidity is oppressive. There's a little breeze though, but it's Louisiana summer. Laissez Le Bon Temps Relais, a fabulous product, like I said, and y'all come on down to Southeastern Louisiana.